Hi, friends. Remember us? We were meant to be watching College COD tonight. And here we are, an hour and a half later. St. Edwards, Westcliff Warriors. Austin, I think we just narrate this as if we were doing an audiobook reading.
You think? I don't think I could do that. Me neither. I went to go for it, and I was like, you know what? No, it's not going to happen. But, yeah, reverse sweep came through here against the Warriors, so a little bit unfortunate, and that is kind of why we've been in this position, waiting for an hour and a half for their match to start. So they got a big bounce back here, Alan, because if you get reverse swept and then you kind of get smoked by St. Edwards, that is not a great look here for week 2.
Yeah, I would be willing to wager that St. Edwards comes out pretty fiery as well, because they've been sitting here with us just like, what is happening? When did we get the play? I just didn't want to bring us back to this stream with like tons of energy, so I thought we would just do a very casual warm-up for those that are still valiantly trying to watch some college COD. For what's new, though, Westcliff, first big moment of the game there for really both teams, as they will have the setup at Gallows.
I'm liking this, by the way. I would listen to this narration voice if you were to do it. But Vanity on the flank, he is good to get himself in. Has to get through Aqua, which I'm sure a lot of people can be very familiar with. We'll be talking lots about him throughout the series. But so far looking good. Able to get into the back. Spawns are there. Vanity's still holding on. 3 in a row. And it looks like this time might just go the way for St. Edwards as long as they can hold this out.
Yeah, looking solid for it, at least for now. It's hard to say without too much concern, though. It's simply due to the fact that the spawns really have not been in yet for the Hilltoppers, largely just spawning due south of the hard point. Kills coming through, though. That last double will secure the scrap time, but Westcliff on rotation. A lot of focus towards mid-map. And you got to be careful here because this second hard point's not open yet. Do they fully anchor? No, they do not. There will be an opportunity to try to hit this from the front quickly. Vanity clearing up the middle. And now the hit looking pretty on, but Westcliff will have an opportunity to still have 2 members survive around the hill.
Yep, Thresh able to also find 2 and get himself in. So Aqua, so much to do. Won't be able to find the kills, and it is all blue in that kill feed. Still a couple players able to get this gate spawn, so maybe a chance to be able to fight for the back 30, but kills just have not really been coming through. Now Thresh able to find 2 more, so that should lock it in. Spawns will remain in the hands here of St. Edwards, and they will be good for the back 20.
Yeah, it's really dangerous when you set up a P2 hold like that, where you've got 3 members large through the middle of the map, because when that second hardpoint's not active yet, and if you don't find convincing kills, the opportunity to kind of spawn your enemies closer than you'd like is very much so at hand. 6 in a row for Eons, 5 still in a row for Thresh after a 1-6 start, mind you. So a really big bounce back here for St. Edwards as they get the break towards 3 and now have a chance to kind of neutralize, if not 50-50 fight for new here at Cannon.
I like this. Couple sprees also taking place. Thresh with the slow start, puts himself on 6 in a row. Eons is also his way to the back on 7. There is 8. Cruise missile now will populate for him. A couple more players to deal with out front. And this will now allow them to start to rack up some more time, up by about 30, and Vanity's in from behind yet again.
This may be naive. I don't think I've ever seen someone go on a 7 streak and not earn the cruise missile. Like that was pretty steep.
Yeah.
But regardless,
I don't know if it's like
a
bug or what, you know? It happens a lot.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen that happen. Usually it's like,
really?
all right, he doesn't have it on 6. Okay, he has it on 7. Like, I don't know. It's weird. I don't know. Hopefully it's just a small bug. Regardless, Westcliff have not found much of anything since P2. And Reality's now trying to join the Cruise Missile Brigade as he gets 6.
Yeah. Starting to rain on in. It feels like everyone gets a cruise missile.
There is.
And now we'll see some shots come on through here up top. Not going to be good enough for the kill. Thresh, Eons, everyone getting involved. And 20 and 8 right now. Eons will maybe pick up a couple more. Vibe is there. He gets the call out on the cruisy, so should be an easy pickup. Tries to turn. That would have been an insane turn there in the Nightmares. That will not happen. And well, St. Edwards starting to run away with things, starting to just completely outslay Westcliff here as they're looking quite prime for the back 20 potentially, and yeah, they are holding on to it with ease.
And this might be a good moment to start talking about it a little bit here. You know, I get the hype around Westcliff. Aqua's in the mix. At least the last roster that I remember him on is Splice. Is that accurate? Black Ops 4? Who did he play for when he was on
He
Black
played
Ops
LAG back in Modern Warfare, didn't he?
Oh, that's right. Good call. Yeah, he was on a part of that early LAG team. Good call on that. But the thing about it is, like, this whole team is, you know, the rest of the team is freshmen.
Yeah.
You know, I've seen Crucy's name before. I don't know what from, but I know I've seen it before. But like, this is essentially one pro player, a former pro player, that is with a bunch of brand new players. And I understand like the voting and the power rankings. Like, well, it's a pro player. He's going to be able to carry his team. At this level, with how good some of these CCL teams are, you can't just solo carry against a team like St. Edwards, and we're very quickly realizing that.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously showing, right? I mean, to be fair, Aqua's even, you know, having a pretty tough one at the moment, too.
Yeah, agreed.
You know, not really living up to maybe at least the initial hype. Still lots of map left and lots of series left, but I'm kind of with you there. I mean, you can't just be one person doing it all, without a doubt. And, well, you're seeing what happens when all four players just start to win every single battle. I mean, it feels like Westcliff have just been spawning back here the entire time. Vibe is able to kind of get over to P2, but, I mean, it really feels like he's against the world right now.
Oh, how disrespectful are we? I totally forgot he was, like, a part of that entire Paris Legion roster in Cold War. I totally forgot about that roster, bro. Oh, that's so disrespectful from us. But speaking of disrespecting, St. Edwards coming through, and again, they have not given up more than about 15 seconds of time since the last we talked about Westcliff on P2 a whole rotation ago. Everyone's got streaks, everyone's having a whale of a time, and Westcliff, well, they may be respecting our time a little bit here, so to speak. As Aqua will open up the back, that will give a chance to contest the back 30 seconds, but St. Edwards is just, I mean, this game's over.
Going into a P3 with control here for St. Edwards and all the streaks that they have. it's looking pretty good for them, that's for sure. And all the kills start to rain on through. And yeah, just in case they were to spawn out somehow, you just keep on raining in the streaks and you're good to get in the back probably at least one more time. But four-man setup, 207 points. It could technically end it here. Required break now for Westcliff.
It's all coming from this side. North Thresh is watching with attack. And Texas also there to assist. Does he get all four? Does he get all four? Spam him through the door. May not need to. No, doesn't get all four. Not that that really would have counted because everyone came off spawn ready. But St. Edwards not going to spawn in here. Vanity trying to pick up the flank. And well done. That builds now opportunity for St. Edwards just to put the map away here.
Yeah, looking good for it. 100-point club for Westcliff Warriors. Unless Aqua could break this open right now, but even then probably doesn't get a clean look at the point. That will be the case. Can't get in there, can't find the kills. My goodness. St. Edwards, they have to wait for an hour and a half, and, well, they bring it in game number 1, 100-point club, 250, 80 points.
Wow. Okay. Lots to take away, considering that that was not a very long map. First and foremost, the St. Edwards team, look, I thought that their performance on LAN last year was not representative of who they actually were when they were playing in the online season. And maybe there's some of that to be done with the fact that, hey, they're connecting out of Texas, I think, as a group before, and then you get onto LAN and things kind of change. But I thought they just didn't play great fundamental COD at playoffs, which was different than what we saw online. And regardless of paying, the way you play COD is the way you play. That right there was an absolute sloshing, and every minute of that match was great individual moments.
Yeah.
But also, and that was all a part of a well fleshed out system. That was some of the best COD we've seen tonight.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, you could just sit here and praise it, this entire replay package, because it is just, a highlight reel of St. Edwards kind of on repeat here. Not too many moments to really take away, I feel like, from Westcliff, other than, Cruzy at least doing what he could to try to keep up the slaying, but I really think that's where it comes down to, right? Like, it's just constant multi-kills out of every life here from St. Edwards, and it's scrolling on your screen right now. I promise I'm not lying.
Yeah. I believe you.
Thanks, Tom.
I don't often think that you'd lie to me, but I really believe you right here as we're watching it happen. Nah, man, it's... I don't know. This Westcliff team's going to be strange because, I mean, it's a brand new roster. And I'll be honest, like, I don't know what happened to the roster from last year. I didn't think they were all graduating or anything like that. But you got to remember that both these two universities were at LAN last year for the playoffs. And they were in Columbus. And neither of them, I think, played as well as we were hoping they were going to play.
Right.
And again, maybe there's some LAN jitters to come with that.
Of course.
Especially considering that some of the players that were loading up on the other side of the screen are, long-time challengers, open competitors, and things of that nature. So I don't know. It's definitely a bit curious to say the least. But for St. Edwards, just about everyone returns. Everyone's looking better than ever. Whereas Westcliff, this is a brand new roster. All 4 players brand new, if I'm not mistaken. It would be assumed that since they're all freshmen listed on our side. So I don't know. It's curious to see kind of what happens on the organizational side between the universities.
Without a doubt. And you have to almost, kind of wonder, like how much of that team's success is really going to come on the back of Aqua, kind of driving them forward, and how much can they learn, how much can they really improve? You feel like in a short time, but the veteranship certainly there, the leadership there as well. Take a look at the series layout for us. If you missed map 1, well, it was over in a blink of an eye, 250 to 80. And Edwards obviously here to punish after the long wait, and now we look towards a hotel search and destroy, our first hotel search and destroy of the night.
Yeah, this would be, and this is where, I'll be honest, I don't know what Aqua's been doing over the last year and a half. Obviously we kind of forgot that he played on Paris, although it's not hard to forget that roster, I would say. But, how much is this like him trying to like regain some competitive stature versus, saying, okay, I want to go get an education, I'll just kind of play COD when match day comes through. Like, is there a true focus discipline towards like wanting to actually be a major competitor? Right. Not that said that he's going to just show up and not try, and that's not what I'm insinuating, but it is one of those things, when you talk about players like Silly, for instance, last year, he's playing alongside players like Phantoms and Frags and Truxy. Like, those guys are going to play in a day in and day out. Yeah. What does the mentality look like for this new Westcliff team? Like, it's definitely not the same situation as Silly going to Bay State as, Aqua is going to Westcliff. That's very clear based on the rest of the roster.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think it's a really valid point, like, to bring up. Aqua had, kind of made a tweet, saying the fact that I'm kind of, taking a step back from COD, looking to other things. And I think this was kind of like a no-brainer to be able to, work off of, what I believe was a scholarship to come over to the school, work with these group of guys, put together something if they're able to. But, I mean, I think it's a fair point. Like how much of that passion is still there to put in the additional work? And you have to imagine a lot of that has gone down, especially when you've played at the top level your entire career. So probably not easy by any means, but I mean, at the same time, you still get at least a lot of the leadership, a lot of the in-game calls out of someone like that. It's just trying to fit the moving pieces, I think, around it and make sure everybody is there to provide and kind of carry their weight. That's the big factor. And well, so far in the night, it's kind of always been us gassing up one side of the story and just not getting it out of the other one. So hopefully we'll get it, right? Hopefully we'll get it going to the Search, Destroy, and Hotel, man. That'll be a good tell.
We'll find out. We are loading on in Hotel for just really the rest of the series. I mean, you've got Hotel Search, Hotel Control, Hotel Hardpoint, all stacked up sequentially. So that's what's on our docket, at least as we start to move into the depths of our final series for week 3 or week 2? Week 3. Week 3? 2?
Week 2 with the 3 with the qualifiers, I guess, right?
3 with the qualifier. Okay. That's where my math was messed up. I was like, I've definitely casted 1 week already, and that was not last week. So that makes sense. Thank you for putting me on the right rails. Here we go. Search and Destroy. It'll be Westcliff on the attack. Designs towards B early. Eons would be the alarm system defensively for this play. He hasn't thrown any nades yet, but he will see some players cross and look at the arrow. St. Edwards already trying to collect some opportunities to contest this.
Oh, they're in now, though. Able to find that first one. Aqua's going to drop. No immediate trade, and Cruzy stunned up. Can't really go for a challenge. That nade also going to back them up at a freezer.
Wow.
Fresh perfectly times it. Cooks it to perfection. Cruzy going to drop 1v3 now out of Nightmares.
And this is trouble because for Westcliff, you don't know if anyone's behind you. You kind of have to play the... Whoa. What?
Was he snaking the doorway?
What the whack-a-mole was that, brother? What is this? He's like,
wow,
he wants to go...
It looked so weird from his POV, though. Didn't it look like he really snaked like the floor? Like he was literally... I don't even know.
My dude's doing the worm, brother.
Yeah, that's where my brain was going. The worm. I like it. I'm here for it. Oh my goodness.
I was just about to say, Westcliff can't back up, by the way, because you don't know what's in front of you. You don't know if anyone's flanking behind you. So they were pretty committed to that play. Sniper out early. Cruzy, well, would have been in line of fire, but instead, ooh, it's Vibe, but doesn't matter. Thresh gets both before the scope really even has a chance to connect. And now through mid, Eons will get a free kill into Aqua. Over the top, Nightmares will survive, but it's a 1v3 in technicality, and he also needs to defuse.
That's right. 30 seconds. Has to maybe back up to the offensive side. And will be able to catch Thresh on transition. And yeah, I think he's got to read that the other player is probably playing in our bedroom. And oh, I don't think he saw him. He's going to maybe just go for it. And, well, he's not really going to have too much of a chance with this position at reality. He's not even going to shoot either. He's going to wait, pop a little shot, saying, oh, peekaboo. And Nightmares, no shot here in the 1v2.
Okay. Quick 2-0 up. St. Edwards looking clean so far. A lot of it, once again, I mean, I feel like a broken record. I mean, it's all in the first 30 seconds. We're really seeing a huge team difference in the first 30, and at least tonight.
Yeah.
You know, every team that's walked away, the victor in the first 30 seconds is largely walked away with the round.
Yep.
So we'll see if that continues to be the trend.
Yeah, we'll certainly have to see it. Sniper, as much as Vanity, doesn't find shots with it last round, he's able to get a lot of information. He finds a pick with it round number 1, 2. So might be looking to bring that back out. And this time, not going to mess around with that B site. Going to try to maybe just run right over to A and maybe drop this. Sun's coming out middle. You got to worry about the player down low and long haul. No way does Nightmares get this down. And yeah, that's going to be an easy pickup. Bomb now down at A.
Oh, and Vanity collects a second. Aqua's on a long route around the back, which I believe Thresh has heard. Yeah, sure did. Trade is there. Well done. Aqua could have been a huge problem from that position, but the quick response is good as St. Edwards now very comfortable in an early 3v1. Brucey. This is a difficult spot without question. Trophy system carrier. No bomb. Yeah.
It never feels great as the trophy player in the clutch. And it happens, fairly often because your teammates are flying out across the map. You're holding spawns and you're just trying to clutch up in these little spots. Not easy to do. Bomb down. All three players kind of triangulating through the backside. Brucey's going to get a wake-up call. Likely as soon as he opens this door. Hello. Goodbye.
Ring the bell! Man, you saw that coming a mile away.
Did.
God, you're so brilliant.
X-ray also helps a little bit, too.
That is not... Yeah, I've seen worse things. I'll say that much. That's too funny, man. Okay. Will there be any signs of life from our two teams collectively at one moment or another tonight? 'Cause so far, this has been an absolutely one-sided stream. Vanity's 9 HP. What happened?
He got meleeed. Someone tried to take him out.
Oh! All that needs to be said, I think. Although, around the back, Vanity is going to be overwhelmed here. Vibe, Aqua combined for 3. So now it's just down to Eons. 1v2, no bomb. Plenty of time, but no dead silence. Oh, he wants it.
Ooh. We'll see what he can do. It's another one of those spots where you have to collect the bomb and then work through 2 players on your side. But, very possible, very doable. It's kind of finding Nightmares and then getting a read on the second. And he is tucked away in that corner. So, yeah, he's going to have to drop down to get any kind of eyes on him. No dead silence. He's going to fly out. And, yeah,
Indeed.
As soon as he grabs the bomb, Westcliff are there to pounce. Finally, able to get on the board here. Down 1-3.
Okay. Got something to talk about. Let's go. I just find it funny that pick up the scope. He double zooms, like looking for any bootstrap. Like, he's just
Something
looking
I'm
for...
missing.
Dude, something. For any literal trace of information. He's literally Sherlock Holmes. Picking up any clue.
I remember that glass on that desk there. I mean, that's missing.
Somebody moved that. He must still... Triangulate positions off of little scatters of paper that float around the map. There you go. Quick hit for Westcliff. And it's more than just A. It is through it. And St. Edwards is not here. Although they're also not down here either. They're kind of just playing in the backside of that second room. And Nightmare will catch good timing into Vanity. I thought for a second he's about to run right into Vanity's nade, but he does get alive, stay alive rather, and get a chance to plant the bomb. Reality will deny. With that, St. Edwards defensively still look good.
Certainly do now. And Cruzy, I mean, I think he invested his dead silence to get to this position, so trying to work out of it. It might be a little bit tough. And Thresh doesn't see him through the glass. Cruzy still has a chance to wrap around the back. I mean, Thresh is kind of waiting for this specific play, but if Cruzy goes out mid, I mean, it's just a tragedy because Thresh should be able, I think, to see him. Yeah, he does. Nice little pickup. 1v3. I've got 25 seconds to work with, and I think they know where he is.
Yeah, they've heard him for sure. Holding on to every last piece of brick he possibly could. Okay, convincing still. I would say just largely off design for St. Edwards. I mean, it's to a point where, like, they're not even getting tested.
Yeah.
Like, they haven't had to make an adjustment yet. Everything that, all 4 rounds that they've won have been rounds that they've won in the first 30 seconds.
Without a doubt, and there's even like little kind of timings where it feels like they get bedroom control, right? Like they're able to get top, able to get bottom, they find that first blood, and then as soon as they go to drop the bomb, like everything just kind of crumbles like in those like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
And it's happened more than once, and I mean it's got to be a little bit frustrating to an extent because if you get that bomb down, these rounds are a lot more winnable. But it's just these little small timings I think that have gotten the best of them sometimes on offense.
Aqua trying to play forward. Nightmares with him. Stuns, nades, all landing. Right. 2 kills come through. Nicely done. Aqua in a little bit of trouble, but should have some vacancy to stay alive. Thresh is kind of hunting for multiple kills at the same time. Eventually comes across one. Nearly gets the second onto Cruzy. Just snuck underneath line of sight. Clean pistol shots for Vanity. No quick scopes to follow. We were all rooting for it, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought he was going for it, too. Just as soon as he finds that first kill, I thought he was about to go and pre-aim his mid-push here. And if he does, well... he certainly has a great look at the shot, but able to find the challenge. Nightmares with a couple key kills. These last couple rounds, getting a lot more involved. Kind of just aggressive windows here on the map. And while they're fighting here, Alan, but I think the big factor is we never ever seen the team that's down kind of really get control of the game here. So you really have to build off of this if you're Westcliff. You know, we always talk about those 5-2s. You don't not wanting to be put in that spot here. You got to find this round here.
Yeah, it's one of those things, you know, it's a game of trends and patterns, right? And at the moment, it's still everything is favoring that of St. Edwards, largely on both sides of the bomb. Some consideration of what's happening on their offense. Nice shot over the top. Cruzy considering the challenge, and nearly Vanity takes down a second. That all said, though, this is a mere ruse as the defense is all the way around the back already. Eon's looking to make the long route happen, and Westcliff is going to be a very tough spot, even if they do get this plant off.
Oh, good kill there from Eons. Now Cruzy has to pull off a 1v2. Challenge comes through. Not going to happen, St. Edwards. They hold on. They put another round up on the board.
That point. Just like that, blink of an eye. Yeah, it's tough, man, because, you know, you and I, we talk about this a lot when it comes to Search and Destroy. Like, it's a game of trends and patterns. Whenever we see one team start the narrative their way, like, they have to be the team that gets put onto the back foot, right? Like, It takes so much to neutralize that energy and then turn the map around into your favor. And so far, we haven't really seen that tonight. But on the other side of things, it's like, at the moment, we're just kind of watching Westcliff, like, take all their power pieces out of the back row on this chessboard and just throwing them. You know, like, these quick hits, these quick heavy hits. We saw that huge 4-man stack early to B. I mean, they've just been kind of trading away all of their curveballs, so to speak. So now you have to struggle to get your default going. As Vanity, I think, just caught a late piece of one up top and then eventually tracks down 5 to the left. Thresh with another elimination. And, I mean, is it just me or is Westcliff just kind of giving away kills?
Oh, they're just throwing at. I mean, yeah, they're really running at them now. Aqua, that's a good moment. 3 in a row. Finds the 4th. Goes for the wall bang. And doesn't finish off the 4K, but might just immediately hop on this. Thresh, has he read it? Wallbang is in. Cruzy challenges, and he does finish it off. Wow. As soon as you thought it was going to go completely wrong, a 2v4 comes through for Westcliff off the back end of Aqua's 3K.
Just runs up and guns him. Oh, I was hoping we were going to get that spree again, because the second kill is actually the most impressive of that. Just kind of transfer snaps over to a player just over the top of the head. I think I got a little wallbang credit kill for it. That was impressive. Okay. Would you say that was juicy or saucy?
That was saucy.
With the inflection too, saucy. Love that out of you. Lot to do, though, here for Westcliff. This is going to have to be one of what would need to be in total 4 in a row. Aqua's going to try to distract over towards B, though. We've seen him make this route before, but the difference is Westcliff is not getting antsy to try to make an aggressive play towards A. So this will allow Aqua a chance to fuel things out on the B side of the map.
They can finally get a bomb down, too. There's been a problem, but Aqua's position really is everything for this. Oh, no!
No.
Oh!
No.
Just retreat! Bail! 180, get out of there! Oh no, that is gonna hurt. Steps off the ledge that he's on for the high ground, and now Eon's, oh my goodness, Aqua doesn't see him. I don't know how he turns and snaps, but he does. One more player right around the desk. Eon's has got information on so many, but he can't escape with his life.
I think he was trying to jump away and ended up mantling the couch right next to him. Doesn't make much of a difference. Teammates clean things up. Oh, goodness. St. Edwards look good, man. I will say that much. Didn't spend a lot of time talking about their different varieties of setups, but I will say that they've got a really cool default defensively with the scope, and they're running some really cool little variants of it. You know, whether or not they try to get forward over towards that kind of valet hallway, over towards the elevator shaft, or if it's, you know, a heavy stack towards mid, or if it's just everyone kind of stays back, watches an angle, and just wait for, you know, the sniper to hit shots, apparently. That's a pretty sound strategy as well. So, yeah, clean stuff from St. Edwards. 2-0 up. Anything else to add?
It's good stuff, man. Thumbs up. Double thumbs up here for me. It's, you know what I mean? It's just been clean. I feel like my analysis has not been, I don't know. There's not a lot that you can take from it. You know what I mean? It's hard to be creative, I think, when you look at what we're getting out of the top teams right now from all the squads in these series. It's just been, you know, a one-sided affair. There's moments where you're like, Westcliff looked good here. This was a good shutdown here. But, you know, the consistency of finding multiple rounds in a row, or, you know, a good moment to bring a comeback up the back end of a hard point just has not been there. It's just been, you know, full-on team play. I think that has just been here for St. Edwards. So
I agree.
It's tough, man. Westcliff, once again, you know, have to pull off that reverse sweep here going into the control now.
Yeah, it feels like composure has been lost from that last series.
Yeah.
It really does feel that way. Tough seeds, to be sure. But such is the way it goes every now and again. And that was against, who did they play? Texas A&M? Is that what it was? That's what I heard. So that's not a bad team either, for what it's worth.
Sure.
That A&M Aggie squad did not have a great start. I think they started their first week 0-2, but that's not a bad team on paper. I think they're going to be fine. And that means that this Western region becomes very interesting with teams like Arizona in the mix, Oklahoma Christian, and now apparently the St. Edwards team looking pretty nasty.
And I mean, St. Edwards, you know, have found a lot of crazy moments when it comes down to the S&Ds. I mean, even like watching over some of their plays, like in the top fives, right? I think they have 2 of them. So these guys probably going to win a lot of their S&Ds if they continue to play like they've been playing. And we get exactly that here. I mean, just such a beautiful dynamic of Vanity with a sniper, Thresh with a lot of great moments with the AR, and Eons in reality finding a lot of really good rush plays, and a lot of non-traded kills kind of coming through with, you know, Vanity in reality as well. Plays a huge factor in S&D. But 6-3 victory, 2-0 up, one more to put it away. You said it, they were respecting our time there in the map number 1. They continue to keep that trend going, apparently, and, well, they just need to do it one more time here, and they get themselves another big dub here up on the board.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, again, I expected the St. Edwards team to look good. They had a loss to Oklahoma Christian, which I think was kind of a wake-up call, but that Oklahoma Christian team's going to be probably top 4 this year at worst, just based on the fact that you've got a lot of heavy-hitting players on that squad this year. But the St. Edwards team is going to be good, too. I mean, I think we've spent a lot of time now, you know, when this team was a team last year, a lot of the highlight came with, like, what was Thresh going to do, you know, kind of making his move out of the Latin American region and committing to playing in North American Challenges for the year. You know, they kind of end it on sort of a high note, like they make the final elite. They don't do very well, but hey, that D1 gaming squad still made it, which was already really impressive, just to kind of give Latin America on the map again. Right. But this year, I mean, the team that he's on with Snoopy, you know, and Rupert, like, dude, those guys are good. Like, that's a really good team, and Thresh now kind of in the mix with these guys, I think is going to bring a lot more leadership quality than what maybe they had last year.
That's a good call. I mean, definitely not short of leadership when you talk about that roster for sure. But things are looking crisp, man. Looking very clean. And you mentioned the recent success that we've seen. It's only going to be good news, you know, going into something like the CCL, playing with that confidence as well. And that rubs off on your teammates. So building up from there, trying to see if you can put it together as you go throughout the season. Obviously, that's always the goal.
So it's Hotel Control coming up next. And then a hotel hardpoint, and I forget what map 5 would be, but it doesn't feel like we're going to get there, so who cares? That was BM. But here's the thing, Westcliff, we just need to see this team be something at the moment. You know, coming off of the loss, just recently against A&M, that's never going to feel good. This is kind of one of those moments that you kind of have to put some composure, just maybe even artificially, into your minds. Just come out and try to start shooting back, because at the moment it's been a very one-sided affair, as really the rest of the evening has been. Yeah,
it has been, and I mean, it is really difficult to do. It's just like 2-0 up in the series. You needed one more map just to kind of keep also like the broadcast going. So you had the pressure of like everyone kind of raining down on them, like finish your match, like let's go, we got our next one, and then they go all the way to a map 5 and lose, and then they go into this series and they're 0-2 down. Yeah, you got to imagine that plays a mental effect, right? So trying to shake that off, trying to forget about it. I don't think that's going to be easy by any means here, but you at least have the right players on the team to be able to kind of give someone like that, I feel like, a little bit of a chat on how we could bring this back and how we could regain. But it's got to happen, do or die, of course, Alan.
Indeed the case. We're going to send things through. Whoa, words. We're going to send things to a quick break. Map 3 coming up. We'll be back. Welcome back, stepping right into the mix. More hotel as we have control, and then possibly hard point right here, right afterwards. Aqua looking to get fiery. This is like a no-nonsense hit from Aqua. He's like, I just don't care. Let's just run right in, hit a little pinch, open up the zone. How about a first take of progress off the break-off? We take those.
Yeah, it's been interesting to see him with the sub in hand. We'll see if that works out for him in the back here. He could come, honestly, behind this play from St. Edwards that are trying to set up the break. And they still have no idea where Aqua is. And finally, that patience will pay off. 4 players going to drop down. This is also going to delay their setup defensively here at B. So Aqua has a good moment maybe to find the timing to cut through mid.
But he is tagged up and will be finished off. Yeah, I love the idea, though, that little stretch across the map. See if you could just really foil St. Edwards from even getting into place anywhere. Ooh, and Thresh seemed to think that maybe he could have gotten a 1v1 to deter progress at A. He nearly caught the timing for that as well. Vanity chasing exits. And Silence has got him absolutely moving. Was there no comms? Was literally thinking the same thing. Carusi? Is somebody gonna comm where Vanity is? Hello?
Damn, I mean, I don't know what to say about that. Like, it just felt like he should have been cleaned up a lot sooner than he was. Probably right after the first kill. It doesn't happen. Aqua, though, he is very much involved in this new play. He is cooking. Looking really good, 5-1 start, but Carusi trying to sneak up through mid. It's not going to end up working out for him. He is also shut down and so far able to at least stop the attack from making any swift moves over to B.
Yeah, nice double from Vibe. Does provide an avenue through mid. Westcliff taking the time to make sure they clear out the bedroom, though. And now here comes the hit. And they have not even sniffed out Eons, who's underneath this entire play. Thresh up top will get a pretty good look at Carusi. And then Eons comes through. Yep, absolutely perfect defensive setup. Absolutely how you would expect it on paper. Works out perfectly for the team wipe.
That's flawless. Not a single defender drops. Like, holy. And Eons will drop, but he gets a good read on, where the push is coming from here. So Thresh might be able to pick up where he left off. No, Carusi, good shots. Trying to keep this entire round alive. Eons snipes at the wrong time, trying to reset the sprint. Oh my goodness, get out of there. I think he will be able to reset the fight. His teammates are still finding kills, every single kill, mind you, across the map.
Man, this one got mixy real quick, though. 7v13. There's still 30 seconds to play. And up until that last push and this little follow-up, it was a very tight affair here on this opening offense for Westcliff. So a good look, but now it's desperation time. A couple of kills will provide a chance to get out of spawn and maybe hit this. 15 seconds on the clock, 5v10. All you really need, though, is one good push. Put the pressure on. But Vanity and Neon's just too good collectively, helping one another out. Vanity on 4. Tries to go to the drop shot for kill number 5. Misses out on it, though, but regardless, the defense will hold. Not a bad push, though, overall for Westcliff. Thought for a second they're about to string together a couple of zones there.
Yeah, it could have been a fast round, right? Like, if Aqua just maybe is a second faster and cuts through mid and he gets to, like, the back of D1, all of a sudden he's able to kind of watch this entire back cross and maybe stop all the defenders from even getting across to the bedroom. And it is a much different look at that round. But good defense. St. Edwards held on, I mean, a numerous amount of times, and they flipped that life lead quite quickly as well once we got down to that last minute 30. But we'll see what Aqua can do. He has been running this sub. I've been very intrigued with him, kind of with a submachine gun in hand. I think he has swapped back to an AR. I'm going to keep a kind of tally on that as we go throughout this game.
Yeah, good point. But, I mean, he's just moving right now. This is like the villain arc, I'll do it myself type of gameplay that we're seeing out of him. And he's going rogue, just running at the St. Edwards team. And it's worked out somewhat so far. Nightmares on the way back in. Nearly has a chance to stop this play at B single-handedly, but only gets one. Cruci up top, trying to triple up. Reality has to deal with everything. Oh my goodness. Thought for a second he just done did it, but he didn't.
People are waking up if that happened. Oh my. That was gnarly. Certainly a good look. As they now move right over to A. First segment locked in. Nightmares is shut down. So I have to imagine it probably will be the zone unless Vibe decides to give it one last hit. Nope. He wants to back up, try and reinforce it. I mean, this is the perfect spot you'd want to be in right now. 2 minutes on the clock. You only need one segment. That is just one full down, and you are able to stack that zone for the round.
Definitely one of those moments where everyone hits the brakes. Don't do anything crazy. Just keep playing your game. Deal with wherever these kind of lurking members are. And then, like you mentioned, even 2 members on will be fine. The moment it's Vanity Thresh trying to set the front and back, but it's been read. Well handled by Nightmares. Definitely credit and typical energy towards his direction. And now Westcliff have some lives to play with and a lot of map control.
Oh my god, Aqua is quite literally fighting them as they spawn. Just not giving them any room to breathe there. They are able to find the trade and now kind of fly out, but Nightmares has got a read on this push. He's going to read one kind of pushing through mid. Aqua should be able to clean this up. Now he's able to drop, but all the patience isn't there. Aqua thinks maybe the play has already started, and Vibe gets some bad timing as well. This is a good moment here for St. Edwards, but Cruzy's still in a good spot.
Yeah, really, Eons can't do anything from this desk position. Oddly enough, Westcliff spawns Spa. So I don't even know if Eons is going to recognize how many defenders were still around the back of this play. Gets activated, should have an easy second kill here. Just comes down to reading it. Wants to try to zone more off, and this is the chance to get on. Aqua, topside bedroom. Eons, maybe a read on this. Nade out. It sticks him. And that little bit of damage is all that was needed to make the gunfight that much easier. And St. Edwards stacked to get the third tick of progress, and now 1 round away from a very quick 3-up.
Wow. I mean, St. Edwards, man. They're winning gunfights. They're playing the objective. They're playing Call of Duty fundamentals. There's just nothing really else I feel like that you need to add. Like, they're just doing all the right things. It's just a full collective job here from every single member on St. Edwards. It's just everyone's pulling their weight. Everyone's doing what they need to do.
Yeah.
And also, I mean, it helps that they're clutching up, in some of these tight moments as well. Like, that certainly is going to add to the fire here. But it has just been all one-sided here for St. Edwards.
Yep. Quick hit towards B. This offense, Thresh trying to deal with it, but there is a ton in front of him, and he will not be able to handle it all. So, 1 on. Aqua trying to zone. Cruci locking down mid. This looks good for an offensive setup around B. And St. Edwards may have to decide just to chalk this. I mean, at this point in time, it's going to be difficult to run through this setup. Nade will land. And no way does Vanity just walk up like this. Okay, he only gets 1. But that does take care of the rest of the offensive members on the zone itself. Aqua still locking down mid-desk. That should allow the reinforcements to get on and get this third tick, no worries.
Oh, Aqua actually hits a little bit of a different route, cuts through mid, and tries to allow his teammates to actually get to him, but as soon as they get back in the zone, I don't think they'll be able to capture it. No, Vanity from behind, shuts it down, shuts it out. A good look once again, but just can't close out that final segment.
You have to, I mean, if you're Westcliff right there, you have to have somebody watching that play. There's 2 of you on. You just need 1 tick of progress. Aqua just cleared mid.
Yo.
Man, Thresh is gunning, bro.
Oh, he shot that Semtex out of there. I don't think you can do that, but no, I don't think you can.
You just had me second guessing my entire life right then.
You can ping them live in the air, though. I do that all the time.
Did you hear me, quickly, bite at that?
I know. I had to shut it down. I had to shut it down.
SJW coming different with these in-game mechanics.
I mean, the way he was shooting, he would have hit it. That's all I'm saying. You know? But Warriors at least able to get a touch here on what is 16 seconds remaining. It would have to be an A capture, and oh
You
no.
just gotta watch that. I mean,
Eons grabs the freest two-piece ever.
yeah, no one's watching it. You got two players watching the same thing. Okay, so our top 25 console has some explaining to do. Because we had nothing but ranked matchups all night tonight. And they are the most one-sided Call of Duty matches I've ever seen in my life. And I don't know if that's tribute to the team that is ranked higher just being that good, or if there is just some miscues on the other side of the board here. Because I think we're at a point through 2 weeks, we're going to be seeing some D1 schools that qualified in that are going to be 0-3, 0-4 with only a couple of maps won. And at a certain point, you got to start looking down to Division 2. And the teams that are dominating down there as being top 25 options.
Yeah, that's a really fair shout. 5 laps remaining. As much as they get that B zone, it'd have to be something absolutely insane, which they are slowly doing, but it is a team kill. That's going to hurt them a bit. Eons just needs to try to find some kills here, and, well, the lives just, again, aren't there. They will stop the clock, however, at 32.
This is really good, bro. I remember having this reaction last year at Vanguard. This kid's gunning. He's really talented. Aqua, last one left. 1v8. Nope. So that may be the longest recorded COD broadcast to transmit the quickest 3-0s you've ever seen. Oh my.
Yeah, St. Edwards were... Oh, you want to make us wait an hour and a half? All right, we're going to tuck you guys into bed tonight. Just you wait. My goodness, did that come true? But they are looking really good. As much as, you know, it's really hard to kind of get full judgment on you know, all the squads this early. It just feels like everything that St. Edwards is doing is right. And they also have the pop-off potential. And we've been seeing that, you know, through a multitude of matches, even, you know, a lot of the matches we saw on stream in weeks previous. So this team is a lot of fun to watch, and they're obviously showing up and looking like the real deal. Yeah,
these guys, I think, are going to be way better than they were last year. I think it's just a growing thing, right? Like, they were good last year. They were, and here's the thing, it's like, there wasn't, like, a lot of surprise on what the ceiling for St. Edwards was last year. I think expectations were that they were going to be good, but I don't think people expected them to be as good as they were, like, through the online portion of the regular season. I think that was most marked in the second stage. But this year, it definitely feels like there are no worries, questions, or even inquiries to how good this St. Edwards team is going to be. And it always sucks coming off of a 1-1 opening week, but you played a really tough opponent in Oklahoma Christian, and I'm sure the lot was learned by that. And if you're doing this to Westcliff, I mean, this team is going to be top tier all day long, and I think I just got a DM from Thresh. Yep. I was like, bro, I'm not going to lie, I was like, are you guys coming? I'm not going to say what I said to him, but we went back and forth a little bit. And he just hit me with the 07 and Twitter DM. So Thresh just got our trade. Let's just say that.
Hey, I like that. Thresh not messing around tonight. Doesn't want the night to go on too long. And, well, a 3-0 solidifies that exactly. 3-0 in the control, 3-0 in the series. The boys obviously on St. Edwards feeling pretty good. Vibes are high after a long-awaited match, but they come in firing, and they look solid the whole way through.
Yep. Yeah, this is a really revealing test, I think, just for on the Westcliff side of things. Lots to figure out. Whereas for St. Edwards, it's a vibey match right there. That's one that you look back on like a couple weeks from now, you just kind of giggle about again with the boys. Like, remember that time we played Westcliff? And everyone just starts laughing a little bit. Okay, so convincing stuff for one reason or another leads to a very rapid 3-0. Look back at the map set. Really was not close. We didn't have a single map today that really was all that close.
No, the closest one would have been 6-4 there
6-4.
On the embassy, right? That would have been.
It should have been 6-3. Remember?
Yeah. Yeah, you're gonna do them like that.
Forgotten.
Should have been 6-3. You're right. They should have closed out that 1v2 if you shouldn't have came through. But that would have been the closest one on the day. Other than that, man, I mean, just blowouts for the most part. In the respawn specifically, at least. You know, the S&D's had some moments, but respawn's one-sided.
All right, well, that does it for week 2. Before we say farewell, one more shout out again to America's Navy and Fandom. These guys are incredible. Really, really awesome stuff. If you're somebody who's looking into the CCL and the college COD future, keep in mind that Goats and Glory does have an esports team that provides a platform for people to engage with sailors and learn more about the opportunities that the Navy provides while also sharing a mutual passion for gaming. So ultimately, the team shows that sailors are really more like everyone else than you may figure. Having hobbies, interests, and families, being in the Navy does not necessarily preclude those things from existing in your life. Learn more about the Navy by heading over to americasnavy.com. And of course, if you want to catch up on more of the action, check out Fandom. All your COD results, everything you could possibly want, over there at Fandom. Give them some love. Austin, let's say farewell. What do you have to say?
Farewell. Keep holding it down to the teams that won. What else would you say? Good stuff there. I like what they're doing, you know. It's great overall. You know, just all the top teams look solid of the day. 3-0s. That's all I got, man. It was a fun day.
Oh.
It's good to be back. Glad to be with you. You're handsome. You're cute. All of you people watching, also very cute. That's all I got.
Oh, hey there, bud. That's well wishes there, I'd say, okay? Make sure you guys wake up nice and early with a little double-double in your cup. We'll catch you next time for College COD next week. Same time, same place. Bye-bye.
Later, bud.